South Africa, welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Bulu. Welcome to another fashion and beauty-filled edition of Afternoon Express in the Loft. With summer here, today we take a look at some makeup trends to keep you looking on point for the holiday season. In this week's Getting Under Your Skin series, we meet up with singer Louise Carver to see how she's managed to control her acne breakouts. We also sit down with entrepreneur Chris Weylandt to learn how he started his business and managed to keep it growing from strength to strength over the years. And a little later, I'll be sitting down for a cup of tea with renowned jewelry designer Kirsten Goss, who in 2012 won the Most Beautiful Object in Africa award. You don't want to miss out on that chat, but you don't want to miss out on what Danilo's doing in the kitchen.
Yes, good afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Danilo. So this is Claire Winstanley. It's so good to have Bonnie back. Nice to have her back in the loft with us. The ladies are back in the hizzy. We're making something delicious in the kitchen. I thought we would waste no more time because there's so much to get through on the show today, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. So Claire and myself are going to be making something that I've never done before, a trifle.
Trifle indeed. So it's a firm favourite amongst the festive holidays. Yeah. Layers, luscious layers of deliciousness. So you can kind of, well, let's start at the beginning. Traditionally, it's custard, some sort of spongy fingers or cake, cream and fruit. But you can do whatever you want with those layers.
Okay.
And today we're going to do a ginger and berry spice trifle.
Ooh,
ginger
delish.
spice berry trifle. Getting it all muddled up. So to start with the berries, we've got some beautiful raspberries and blueberries. Whatever's in season at the moment, whatever you can find at Woolies, grab it and go for it. So we're just going to pop this into a nice warm pan. What happens when these hit the pan is that it just kind of bursts
Pops
and
open,
starts.
yeah.
All that beautiful deliciousness kind of comes out.
I love blueberries. I never
Let's
really used to
crank this
like
up.
blueberries initially because I used to think that they were a bit of a meh fruit. The more and the more I've got to like them and eat them as I've gone along, they are such incredible fruit. So delicious, full of that sweetness, flavour, but not overpoweringly sweet.
No, it adds a tartness to most things. So as this starts to cook, raspberries all over the place. As it starts to cook, it's going to start to kind of burst and bubble, and all those juices are going to come out.
Come on, cool.
So we're going to let that happen. Well, I'm sort of
reducing that, whatever
dealing
it's
with
called.
this.
Yeah.
You're going to do our ginger. So I said ginger spice. This is beautifully preserved ginger in a stunning gingery syrup. All kinds of ginger here.
Oh, it smells amazing.
So if you want to just take some of that out and just kind of chop it up, we're going to add it to this. So kind of help these along by just kind of smushing them down into the pan.
How much I put there, sorry?
Yeah, let's do that, and then
Just
we'll
one?
save. No, probably let's do two,
Okay,
and then we'll save the other bits for the mascarpone.
Okay.
So this is gonna. Ooh, can you smell those berries? Yummy.
No, I can't. Wait.
Oh, you can't?
Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. Whoop, there it is.
So there, you can see like, smushing it down here like this just kind of helps it along. And you can see it starts getting all glossy and delicious and juicy. So that looks amazing. You probably don't want to mash it up too much.
I'm trying to focus on this side because I've got a really sharp knife in my hand.
No, you're doing good. Have you had preserved ginger before?
Never in my life.
Taste some. It's so good. It's sweet but spicy. It's really,
Yikes.
really delicious. Yummy?
It's almost chewy, so it's almost like
It still has a like perfect
fresh ginger flavour.
Too spicy or not too spicy?
No, it's perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Okay, so
it's almost too little spicy.
Oh, okay. So the base or the sponginess of this trifle is not going to happen today. We're going to use yummy, crunchy ginger biscuits just to kind of tie in all the ginger. It's quite nice to have a little bit of texture in a trifle.
Yes.
So to make it easy, we just
by the way, sorry, is this like
looking
that?
fabulous. Do you want to put them into here?
Cool, I can.
Bring them over. So that's going to just cook down with that, and let's give it a stir before we get onto those biscuits.
There you go.
Amazing. And then so that cooks down, looks amazing, and let's swap that out over here.
Oh, so this is the kind of final product what it would
And
look
you can
like.
see it's created a sauce which you're going to kind of spoon on, and your trifle's going to kind of soak down into
Delicious,
it.
lovely.
Okay, so back to these guys. Into a Ziploc bag. It's going to make it easy. You can put it in a food processor.
I know where this is going.
And we're going to mash it up. Do you want to do it?
Yes, of course I want to do it. Are you kidding me?
Okay, everyone block your ears at home.
Okay. How squishy do we want them? This is bringing back childhood memories.
I think we're there. We're there.
Done.
It's a great thing to get the kids to do at home. If you want to make it a little bit less dramatic than what we did there, pop a tea towel underneath, and then it won't be so loud and scary.
And also, if something does burst open, it doesn't like fly everywhere.
It's fine. It's on the table. You can always just sweep it up.
Scoop it up.
Okay, so over here, So these are all the layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. So this is vanilla custard. Can't have Christmas without custard. That's my personal opinion. Love, love, love vanilla custard. Pop some into there, and you're going to mix that into... Okay, stop. And then some of the mascarpone.
I think I'm just on a high from having to get to do that. Finally, something fun to do. And I haven't been in the kitchen this entire week, so like it's really exciting to be back.
Cooking up a storm.
How much do I put of this?
Put all of it in there.
All of it in.
So then you're just going to mix it up, and you can give it a bit of whisk if you want to. Let's probably get another bit of ginger going in here.
Yes. Every little layer needs to have a little spicy little ginger bit in it.
Exactly. So let's just slice it up nicely here, and then I'm going to add that.
You can tell who the chef is in this kitchen because I cut really slowly and
I know, I'm just going to say it did take you about 2 minutes to cut that ginger earlier. Who's counting? Okay, so we're just looking for a smooth... Actually, let's pop a little bit more custard in there.
I think so. A little bit more liquidy in this one. There we go.
And then that's going to be one of our layers. And then another layer is just plain, simple custard. So that's it. So we've got all sorts of yummy layers happening here, and then we're going to put it all up into whatever container you want later.
Delicious. So if you guys want to make this along with us or get it to download it, print it out, etc., it is on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Like I said, all these ingredients are available at Woolies, easy to find. It's a delicious dessert. The festive season is around the corner, and you want to impress your friends. Make sure you guys do that. Now, after the break, we're taking a look at the latest makeup trends for the summer season, and we get under the skin with singer Louise Carver. Don't go anywhere.
Salati Plantation Select adds subtle sweetness to toffees, caramel, bran muffins, or sprinkled into a spicy curry. Salati, always good, always sweet.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, when it comes to summer beauty, the only product you should be laying on thick is sunblock. The summer is all about enhancing natural beauty and features. Thick brows, glowing skin, and a power color lip. Makeup artist extraordinaire Kirsten Goss shares her tips and tricks to get your summer look on point and on fleek.
When she's not perfecting the faces of Jeannie D and Benang Mateba on the set of Afternoon Express on Top Billing, Kirsten Goss of Simply Blush Makeup Artistry makes celebs and women feel like the belle of the ball. Kirsten's next client is radio and television personality Bailey Schneider, who's looking to try out some of the summer's hottest makeup trends. First up is getting those eyebrows on fleek.
Big, bold, also known as eyebrows on fleek. From the runway to the red carpet, everybody loves a bold eye. Especially your very own Jeannie D loves bold eyebrows. So put down your tweezers and follow me. So today I'm going to be using two different eyebrow products on you. That's where you can get a natural eyebrow look. I'm going to be using a NYX eyeshadow and a smudge eyebrow pencil. So you start by brushing up your eyebrows, and then you won't get any stays in the way. And always use a flat makeup brush. By doing this, you will get an even stroke with your eyebrow. With the pencil, I would always suggest starting from the outside of the brow. That way, because you'll get a solid line and you don't want it to look like you've pasted your eyebrow on. A spoolie brush is your best friend. As you go along, keep brushing the eyebrow through. That way you don't have too much product on your eyebrow. A step a lot of people usually leave out, which is actually very important and forgiving, is if you take a little bit of your foundation and you sculpt the brow afterwards. So that little mess that you had with your eyeshadow afterwards, you can always clean up and make nice sharp lines, and that way it will make your eyebrow pop. Lastly, to still get that natural effect, also with your foundation, just swish it across the front of the brow. By doing this, you will get an even effect, and then brush it out with your spoolie brush, and there you go. This summer it's all about the glow, so if you're not too fond of contouring, you can put your palette down, don't worry about it. Strobing is in, it's fabulous, and it's easy. So I'm going to be starting with your cheeks and the highest point of your face using a fan brush where the natural light hits your cheekbones. So I'm going to be using Bourjois. It's a highlighter. It's actually an eyeshadow, so it's really cool. And there's no rules that says you cannot use an eyeshadow as a highlighter. I do it all the time. So with the fan brush, you're going to swish it on and then apply it to the highest point of your cheeks, tip of the nose, above the eyebrows, a cupid's bow, and your chin. And there you go. So once you've highlighted your face, you can warm it up with some bronzer. So I'm going to be using a NYX bronzer, and with a contour brush, I'm going to go in and just put some product on the back of your cheekbones, around your eyebrow, contour around the nose. So now you look like you warmed and baked in the sun, but you really didn't. There's nothing easier than taking your daytime look into nighttime by slapping on a beautiful bold lip. You can either go for cottles, pinks, sometimes even purples. So I'm going to be using Wet n Wild. This is called Red Velvet. And with a nice lip brush, I'm just going to dab a little bit on the middles of your mouth. A good tip is, if you have larger lips, put the product in the middle first and then spread outwards. It will give you the illusion of a smaller mouth, and vice versa. If you've got a small lip, start on the outer corners and bring it inwards. It will give you a plump lip. The best way to end off your summer look is some beautiful bold lashes. So get a good mascara, take your time and coat, and off you go.
When applying mascara, start from the base of the lash and work towards the end, allowing each coat to dry completely. You can get the look with all these products available at Click stores nationwide. For eyebrows on fleek, you can use the combination of an eyeshadow along with an eyebrow pencil. Brush your brows into place and use the shadow powder to fill the brows before using the pencil from the outside in to create definition. You then use a little bit of your foundation to outline the brow and give it a final highlight so they pop. To get that glow with strobing, you can use a highlighter eyeshadow or other highlight product with a fan brush. Apply the product to the top of the cheekbones, the tip of the nose, above the eyebrow and chin. For definition, use a bronzer at the back of the cheekbone, on the temples and along the side of the nose. For luscious lips, apply your bold color with a lip brush for more control of the application. Apply from the middle to create a smaller lip and from the outside to create a plumper lip, and then you've got a smile that's simply kissable.
Clicks. Feel good, pay less.
Well, ladies, I hope you were paying attention because my standards have just gone up. Now, everyone recognizes the voice of acclaimed South African musician Louise Carver, who brought us hits like Empty Fantasy and Home. But like all of us, she too has gone through stressful times in her life, which caused her to break out in the worst way. A few weeks ago, Louise sat down with us to share her acne breakout stories. It's time to get under the skin with Louise Carver.
Getting Under the Skin, proudly brought to you by Dermalex.
Such a good show. Everyone believed you. I should have aimed higher. Nothing I can do now.
I fell in love with music before I even consciously realized it. I was 2 years old, apparently, when I started singing loudly to Queen vinyls. And pretty soon after that, there's a picture of myself on the piano playing obsessively. I really didn't do much else other than play, write music, and at 11 was writing quite nice compositions and started opera training, and then 15 got my first record deal. So it was just such a natural journey for me.
Turn out the light, leave me standing here, tears run down my face.
What people might not know about me is that I'm an introvert. I really love to spend a lot of time on my own writing. I feel sometimes quite overwhelmed by people, and I also love to cook. I was very lucky with my skin until it came to my final year at school. Due to just being an A-type, painful perfectionist, I really wanted to go all crazy and get the best marks ever, and I stressed myself out big time and got acne just for a year, and it went away after matric. For that year that I had a skin problem, I was very, very self-conscious. It was at such an awkward age. I was 17, so I was embarrassed about everything, so that just made it so much worse. And I was desperate to sort it out and get back to my normal, kind of quirky, confident self. Now that I am an adult and no longer a teenager, I don't have problems with acne anymore. My basic skincare regime in the morning is wash my face, tone, and then I put my SPF, I actually put 50 on, as well as a moisturizer, and a little bit of base and blusher and some lip gloss, and I'm kind of good to go. I work a lot in studios, so there's really no reason to make any effort except for general hygiene. The advice I have for people that are currently struggling with acne or bad skin is that not suffer in silence. It's something out of your control. So the more you try and do your home remedies, it's really not going to work. You need to see a doctor, a dermatologist. It's mainly hormonal, so don't blame yourself, and get help and get professional advice so that you don't have to feel awkward or insecure, because that's just a waste of your life.
We love us some Louise Carver, but back on the couch with us is our expert dermatologist, Dr. Dilshad Asmal. Welcome back, Doctor.
Hello.
Now, Louise mentioned that acne is mostly hormonal, but clogged pores are also a factor.
Definitely.
How do they contribute to acne?
Well, pores are found everywhere on your skin, and we generally need clear, clean pores for our skin. But what happens is that the overproliferation of dead skin cells and also sebum, which is a normal, naturally occurring oil, they clog the pores. And because they clog the pores, they create this perfect environment for the bacteria of acne, called P. acnes, Propionibacterium acnes, to, as I say, have a party or proliferate.
And how does Dermalex help in unclogging pores in the skin?
Well, it has mild peeling ingredients. It can downgrade the overproduction of the sebum. It can downgrade the inflammatory response of the acne. And it also creates a hostile environment for the P. acnes bacteria.
Do some people have an overproduction of sebum?
Definitely. You know, they're oily and they will say that they shine during the day. So that's a definite factor that influences acne.
Right.
But people who have excess oil also age better.
Oh.
You know, than people who
Yay,
have dry skin.
lucky for me.
Exactly.
Now, anyone watching at home who's got an acne issue, how would they best take care of their skin? Any advice?
Well, I always say don't pick, because then you scar, you pigment. Use a gentle cleanser, nothing that's going to strip your skin. And cleanse morning and night, so we're removing the dead skin cells, the impurities from the skin. Don't over-scrub your skin. That just exacerbates your acne. If you're using an over-the-counter product that contains salicylic acid, glycolic, lactic acid, don't put too much of it on. Right? Don't use a moisturizer that's too rich or oily. Again, don't use a foundation that's too thick, because those just are acnegenic. They stimulate acne. And you know, people love putting gels. I put a gel in my hair, right, or an oil. But again, if it runs down your forehead, it'll just exacerbate your acne.
Of course.
So
especially in the summer months, when it gets so hot.
Especially. So these are important little points to remember.
Thank you so much, Doctor. You always give us such great advice. And I know acne can be such a confidence killer, so I hope you guys heard that awesome advice. Having acne can certainly dampen one's life sometimes, but knowing that there are products like Dermalex Acne, which caters to this condition, is certainly a confidence booster. And if you're watching with us, why not join the discussion on Facebook and Twitter at Afternoon Chat, where we want to know what triggers your breakouts. Don't forget to use the hashtag #DermalexSA. After the break, we chat to entrepreneur Chris Weylandt about how he got his business to where it is today. We'll be right back.
Adult acne on the rise? Introducing Dermalex Acne.
Well, most of us know of Weylandt, one of South Africa's most successful homeware and furniture brands, but few of us know the story behind the name, the man, and the mindset. With us in the loft today is Chris Weylandt, the founder and mastermind behind the incredible SA furniture phenomenon. Welcome to the loft, Chris. I'm so glad we get to focus on something that I'm very passionate about, entrepreneurship. Now, the idea behind Weylandt, where did all of that come from?
Sure. I grew up in Namibia in a small kind of retail environment, but with beautiful product. So I think that's part of my DNA, and it was part of me, and I thought, let me take it further to the next level, create a kind of unique retail environment with a unique kind of product offering.
What was that uniqueness? Because your business obviously didn't start as big as it is now. It started somewhere very small as a seed. What was the vision there?
I think initially started great design. I think the pillars are the same 35 years ago to what they are now. It's great design, quality, value, sustainability, and longevity.
I think a lot of designers, and particularly homeware and furniture stores, always want to try and be different because they all seem to be producing the same stuff. The product's the same. Weylandt has got a very different angle that they've gone for. What is it that you think sets you apart from the other furniture stores?
I think what's important is that we've got our own handwriting, our signature. Kind of we created our own brand. This is a Weylandt's brand. And when you walk into our stores, you know you're within Weylandt's. But we evolve all the time. I think that's the success of our business.
Yeah.
The fundamentals are there. And it's just kind of evolving, innovating as we go along.
Yeah. I think when people see big businesses, they feel intimidated by that story because they feel like, you know, I'm here, you're there, how do I get from here to there? You must have started somewhere particularly, and I'm sure there must have been lots of challenges in setting up a business. Would you maybe talk us through some of those challenges that you face so that we know that they are overcomable?
I think what was important, I had a clear vision of what I wanted to achieve. I think I had a concept that I thought through. I had a concept, and then I traveled quite a bit extensively. I went to Europe, to the States, looked at other successful retailers, kind of to take the best parts out of what I saw, and kind of amended it to my business model. So, I mean, that was a starting point. And then I think it's the passion you have for your business.
Yeah.
And I think you got to start off, when you create this kind of business, it's for the long term.
Yeah.
There are no shortcuts, not the short-term kind of vision.
Yeah.
So I think that's key.
Knowing that you want to do this for a very long time. It's not to say like, you know what, I've got this business, I want to make quick cash and then get out. It's you pour your heart and soul and your life into something like this.
Yeah, it's for the long haul.
Yeah. In terms of the actual vision I mentioned, I want to understand the greatest challenges that you faced in setting up a business like Weylandt's, and how did you overcome those?
Initially, it was really the cash flow. You know, it's the startup, I think, from the most difficult part, what I've heard, what I experienced, is the resources. I think what I had was a passion. That was easy to put the product together, source a product, and I had a business background in order to create this business model. But it's really the resources, the cash.
Yeah.
How do I solve that? I just had to make sure I sell from day one.
Yeah.
And it was a success from day one.
I think that's the biggest thing entrepreneurs face, I think, is they have this idea of, I need to build a business plan before I have a client. You kind of said, no, I'll first get the client, sell the product, and then work out the rest along the way.
Well, I had a plan. I knew exactly what I wanted to create and the vision for that. So that wasn't pleasant. I thought it through thoroughly. But I had to make sure that it had to be successful from day one. There wasn't a big company behind me with deep pockets. So it had to work from day one.
Why not go get a job as an accountant or a lawyer or a doctor?
I'm actually qualified as a chartered accountant.
Well, there you go. And you had cash flow issues. Oh, come on, Chris.
So, I mean, that was very good that I did that. Qualified as a chartered accountant, I did articles. Yes. And so I had a sound business background.
Yeah.
I've also got a creative part of me. So I think I had a perfect combination of creativity, business mind, in order to put this business together.
Is a degree, something like a chartered accountancy or any kind of accounting degree, imperative to starting a business?
No, I don't think it is. I think it helps a hell of a lot having that kind of background because it gives you that business foundation. I think a lot of entrepreneurs have great ideas and they kind of jump into it. A lot of them fail and eventually succeed, but I think because they don't have the business background.
Can cause you to have that downfall. It becomes all creative and all fun, and there's no real business sense behind it. So then what sets apart an entrepreneur from somebody who's not an entrepreneur? Because I've always found that I've got a huge creative energy within me, and a lot of South Africans do, but they don't necessarily know whether that is their passion, whether they should go and drive that thing and become an entrepreneur. What sets an entrepreneur apart from a worker bee?
I think there's also sometimes a misconception of what an entrepreneur is. People think it's someone who's got a lot of ideas. But at the end of the day, it's if you've got an idea, you've got to follow through, you've got to make it happen.
Tenacity.
Yeah. So it's a follow through and and creating it.
If you had a chance to mentor somebody who wanted to start a business, they're going to look at you and say, well, your business is massive, my idea is very small for now. what would be your first piece of advice to a young person wanting to start a business?
Well, first of all, you've got to be passionate about the idea, that you really believe in it and you've got to live it. And I think everything is about sticking to the basics. Whether it's a small business, whether it's a big business, do the basics right. Whether it's customer service, the quality of the product, business principles. It's actually quite easy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But if you're driven, passionate, got a great idea, follow through, it will succeed.
Yeah. I obviously want to ask you the question because a lot of people want to know, could I follow your journey? Could I ask for advice from you? Could I come and take a lot of your wisdom? Because I think that this interview might not be enough for some people. How do I keep in touch with your journey and find out if there's ways that you can support my business?
I think if you can make contact with us, feel free and I would quite enjoy it to share that kind of my journey, because I've had lots of fun doing it, and life is about sharing. So I would love to do that.
Cool. And before I let you go, looking back now, Weylandt's business itself, what is the one thing that you think you've done so successfully that any other business could learn from that wisdom?
I think I stuck to the vision of our business model from day one. You know, going through recessions, difficult times, sometimes people panic and they change a business model. I think we stuck to the principles of our business right through from the beginning. And I think what's important, we also had fun doing it through the difficult times, good times. And at the end of it, I still love doing it.
Yeah, sure, man. That's inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing a bit of your journey. And we're looking forward to seeing Weylandt's grow and grow.
It will do. Thank you.
So what a truly inspiring South African success story. Just goes to show that every journey begins with a single step. Staying focused, sticking to your vision, and being brave and tenacious are the secret ingredients to success. And in Chris's case, it didn't hurt to have plenty of taste and style thrown into the mix.
After the break, it's time to share another moment with Five Roses. Today, we're speaking to a guest who's no stranger to things royal and imperial. She's been invited to meet Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and through her creative use of semi-precious stones such as jade and tiger's eye, has made an international name for herself and her exquisite jewelry collections. I'm preparing 2 pots of tea from the fabulous Five Roses Infusions range. Admiral Grey, which is a modern take on the more traditional Earl Grey, has fine Ceylon tea, a bergamot citrus flavor, rose petals, and orange peel, and Jade Emperor, which is a crisp green tea with pure peppermint and is a refreshing ode to the East. Join us with acclaimed jewelry designer Kirsten Goss for a cup of tea after the break.
Five Roses blends only the top 2 leaves of the finest Ceylon teas, because nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on SABC3. South African Kirsten Goss opened her first jewelry store in London in 2002 and then brought her design prowess back home, where she has continued to service the demands of her global business. She's an internationally recognized designer who has been listed as one of the top 16 jewelry trendsetters in the UK. Kirsten, welcome to the loft.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Lovely
Good
to have you with us.
Thank you.
Now, you have met the Queen no less than 3 times.
I know, right?
What was it
How's your
like? I know.
You know, it was quite something, because the first time was actually an official invitation to Buckingham Palace. The other 2 times I just broke in, dived in, jokes.
Oh my God, you just gate crashed, like,
Yeah,
okay.
over the wall.
What did you do? Did you curtsy?
We were given briefs, very specific.
Oh, okay.
It's ma'am as in ham, not mom as in farm. Curtsy, don't mention anything about the last time they won the World Cup, any of that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Just be very gracious and graceful, which was quite something, gathering all those people together and having to to stand in front of her. She's actually fairly intimidating. You wouldn't
can
believe it, 5 foot
imagine.
something.
I
You
can
think it's all going to
imagine.
be cool until you're standing in front of her, and she's just got this amazing kind of formidable presence.
Was she friendly at least?
Super friendly.
Awesome.
I had an amazing experience actually because I was chatting to somebody that was part of her household.
Okay.
And she spotted that we were chatting, walked up to me, saw that I was a jewelry designer because we had them on our name badges.
Yes.
And she said, how do you two know each other? And we ended up chatting about stuff about South Africa because this guy had some connections. And then she said, oh, jewelry designer. She said, do you like diamonds? I said, of course. And she sort of leans in and she's got a big diamond brooch. She goes, so do I. These are real.
Oh, wow.
She shoots off. She had a total sense of humour.
that's
She's
awesome.
super cool.
Yeah, that's good
And
to
then I had
know.
another 2 meetings with her. Another time at Buck P. And then
Oh,
another...
Buck P, I like that,
Buck
darling.
P. And then another time, quite privately, in an unusual setting with the royal chaplain, who was at the Windsor Chapel, and I had a connection there, and ended up having Christmas drinks with her. A couple of peeps.
Wow.
Served a couple of cocktail sausages.
I hope you all like
few
rubs off on
Dubon
me.
edges. So totally surreal. I don't know how it's happened in my life because I don't know how that all works, but it has been fun because we,
Awesome.
you know, chit-chat. Not to mention the sort of neon pink Marianne Fassler coat that I had on in
That
the
you
night
had
that she
on.
loved.
Oh, wow.
Totally.
I've noticed that you use jade in some of your pieces in various colours, and I always thought jade came in green only.
Well, this is the misconception with gemstones, is that the sort of obvious and most famous jade comes in green, but you get nephrite jade as well, which is more sort of toned down version of green, sort of a pale yellowish tone. And obviously in between that and the darker jades, but it takes dye beautifully. So in jewelry, in semi-precious jewelry, people are using it a lot to be heat treated and coloured to take hot pinks and yellows and all other range of colours.
It's awesome. What drew you to jade?
You know, I travel in Hong Kong quite a lot, and obviously that whole dynasty with the jade and the history of all of those beautiful pieces that they have from thousands of years ago. Quite alluring and romantic, really, to actually sort of feel it and be able to use it in different guises and not the traditional sort of concepts that they've used, you know, historically.
Kirsten, why do you think your semi-precious range is so popular?
Bonnie, the whole notion of pret-a-porter style jewellery for women who can choose for themselves, they're not remortgaging a house or having to ask permission from the family budget.
Right.
It's a considered design, fashion-forward jewellery that isn't costume. So you've got this handcrafted, precious or semi-precious materials, silvers and golds and semi-precious stones. Don't break the bank. If we have to get down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's just more accessible for women. They walk in and choose for themselves. Independent thinking women, making their own decisions. And obviously with us doing very limited collections with those stones, you know, it's not available everywhere.
Yes, and it's still exclusive.
Quite cool
but
and
accessible.
exclusive, exactly. Yeah.
So you recently made a short film called The Diamond Condition. What was that all about?
We have decided with this aspect of film in the brand to tell a story about the concept and the kind of mood, whatever, of the collection. And the notion of the diamond condition is really a look at the female condition. So all different guises and types of women, from very high fashion to very classic, young, old, fat, thin, short, handicapped, whatever. We all have a little murmur when we hear the word diamond. And it resonates in different ways for different people. But it's just a cute, edgy, fresh approach to diamonds. Diamonds are not necessarily forever so much, they're for every day. This whole notion of irreverent, fun, playful, mix and match, wear different studs, layer up, wear cool rings that have got a little bit more consideration. It's just to give some depth to what it is that we're trying to do with our diamond collection.
Right. So you won the award for the most beautiful object in South Africa in 2012 at the Design Indaba. What inspired that design?
Wow. I mean, it was quite an honor because obviously I was freshly back from the UK, and this award goes to a designer of many, from various different fields around the country. So from furniture to fashion, across the board. So it was an amazing thing because we are very small and boutique-y and niche to be recognized for the craft, for the company, for the goldsmiths and
on
people
such
that
a
are
large
involved.
scale.
On a large scale, and also with these things, it's just the way it works in life. You just do get catapulted into another kind of arena of recognition. So therefore, the hard work that everyone puts in the company is seen a lot more because of the sort of status from being seen as a craftsman, I guess, in this country. Yeah.
Now, your brand clearly has global reach, but why is it important for you to live and design in South Africa?
We get asked this a lot. I mean, firstly, it is home, so there's obviously a pull. But secondly, I think from doing a lot of work abroad, there is definitely a sense of a burgeoning, emerging kind of vibe here. There's less that's been saturated yet here. There's so much promise and potential, and I think it's quite exciting to be part of that. There's also big eyes on Africa at the moment, as we all know.
Yes.
So the opportunities that we're getting, ironically, being based in Cape Town, or largely in South Africa, quite staggering, actually. People are fascinated. And as you know, the tourists are pouring in here. So we see a lot of very high-profile clients here, and it kind of adds to the romance of being kind of international, but also based here. There's an interesting story. But ultimately, it is. It's home. There's a lot of promise, as I said, and potential. And I think it's a cool, interesting design on the move, really, that we're seeing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good.
To win a fabulous 5 Roses Infusions gift pack of premium long leaf tea and flavor infusions, SMS the keyword 5 Roses, your name and city to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and T's and C's apply and are available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Until next week, remember, nobody makes better tea than you and 5 Roses.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I make good tea, but you do too, Barney. We're back in the kitchen now. We're busy making a trifle. And like I said to Claire before, I've never actually made a trifle in my life, and I've seen them happen quite a lot. And I went to go find online about a bit of the history, and I had to read this to you because it says the earliest use of the name trifle was for a thick cream flavored with sugar, ginger, and rose water. The recipe was published in 1587 was the initial route. Then, which I found quite funny, that it ended up becoming called a fool. It's originally, the two names were kind of used interchangeably, which they added a few extra flavors to it, known as that. And then by 1747, they added more and more layers to this thing. And then eventually, today, we have trifles. So 1587 is when this dessert came about. And here we are making it today with our own little twists and turns.
And there actually is a dessert, so it evolved into a fool. There is a dessert now called a fool.
A fool?
It's a cream-based dessert.
Sounds like my kind of dessert. Fool. Full. Okay, so all we have to do now is compile this thing together. We've crushed up our ginger biscuits. You wanted to tell me a bit about you making your own custard, because I think that can also be quite a fun thing to do.
You know, custard, it's great and delicious, already made like this, but it also is quite fun to make it yourself. It's eggs, it's cream, it's sugar, and it's quite simple. You whisk up the eggs and the cream together, eggs and sugar together, heat your cream, pour the cream into your eggs and sugar, and then put it back onto the heat and slowly heat it, and it thickens up and gets delicious. A little bit of vanilla in there, and it's amazing. But you know, I think it's probably a good idea that I think we should
try your first one,
later.
We're going to do that at some point on Afternoon Express, but I think use the ones that are pre-made for now, because obviously those are available for you. It's a nice starting ground. You start building from then. You can add your own flavors to your own trifle too.
And choose, you know, if you're going to buy a beautiful Christmas pudding, make your own custard. But now this, we're kind of, there's a lot of elements here, so rather just pick and choose what you're going to buy and what you're going to make.
Okay, so how do we compile this thing?
How should we start? Let's go. It's kind of up to you. So this was our mascarpone and custard mix. So let's put some of that in there. And then you're going to follow me with the, put it everywhere. You're going to follow me with the biscuits. So we're just going to lay this up.
Oh, Claire.
That was totally my fault there.
For once.
Look, it actually looks kind of pretty.
It actually kind of looks quite cool. We're busy doing food styling at the same time. You're teaching me more.
You can do like a full layer of the biscuits there.
Okay, cool.
So
I'll
let's
be a little more generous.
We have to take turns.
Let's swap sides. That works quite nicely. Why don't you start with biscuits? Because usually a lot of these recipes, like to start with biscuits.
I like you blamed me earlier there for
I know,
that,
I'm doing food styling. This is what I'm learning, you see.
Why did we not start with the biscuits?
Yeah.
I feel like it's quite nice to kind of dig into something at the bottom. If you get to the biscuits, this might be kind of tricky to,
you might not get the little
negotiate
crunchy bits.
your way around them. Okay, let's go with some berries. And, you know, it's okay if you make a little bit of a mess. Obviously, it's easier if you use something that's a little bit wider brimmed on the top. But those berries just smell absolutely heavenly. And these layers are just going to be so delicious when you take that spoon and just dig into it.
Now, obviously, when I've seen trifle been done before, and I've obviously seen it at restaurants and things, they usually do it in one sort of big dish, as they would like a big glass dish. Is that, like, acceptable? Can you do that and serve it in...
Well, absolutely. Traditionally, I mean, you know, it's something that you put on the table and everyone, you know, think of a big dessert buffet around the holiday time. You want, like, a nice big showpiece, and that's your trifle. So a lovely, beautiful glass see-through dish that everyone can kind of see those lovely layers.
Yeah.
And then you scoop out. And
So
everyone has
traditionally speaking, what are the basic elements of a trifle? You've mentioned sponge in the middle, a
Sponge, custard, cream, and berry, fruit. Fruit of sorts. Fruit, berries, whatnot. That's
Okay,
what
so
it
any
is.
kind of fruit. You've chosen to go with a bit of a berry. The ginger sort of flavour goes back to its roots.
Squeezing underneath you here. And I'm going to top with another layer of custard over there.
Oh, yum, yum.
Just squeeze it out there. And then you can finish with some nuts. And then
What are these nuts? Have you just used
That's
almonds?
flaked almonds that we've toasted. Ooh, those ones don't have berries.
Flaked and toasted almonds.
Getting all excited over here.
Okay. And also don't forget, South Africa, if you want to make this recipe or get it for the festive season, share it with a friend of yours who doesn't make very nice desserts. You want to make sure that they make you something more delicious for this festive season. You can get this recipe from our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. As Claire did say, there are a lot of different elements to making a trifle, and you guys can make it your own and add your own sort of flavors, but the basic sort of steps and ingredients to get there will be on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. I'm so excited I'm back in the kitchen and able to serve Bonnie at least something before, because I'm sure she's going to want a welcome back gift. So this is a good way to get going with that, right?
We've got a lot of trifle going here.
Indeed.
Okay, and then just to top off with the last little bit of ginger, we're going to use that beautiful syrup in here and just pour some of that on top. And that's going to just kind of, you know, cherry on top.
Oh, this looks and smells absolutely amazing. Looking forward to serving this later on right here on Afternoon Express. We're going to take a short commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be chatting about why it is that myself and Claire have been so lonely in the loft. Don't go anywhere.
Give kids the gift of hearing this Christmas. Are you with us?
Make sure you tune in for Top Billing this evening at 7:30 on SABC3. Nico visits an exquisite beachside penthouse situated in the Strand, Western Cape, where the balcony is designed to mimic the prow of a ship. The seaside home takes elegance to the next level. Chris attends the wedding of power couple Peter Shvute, who works for the UN Food Programme, and Dumi Sisulu, who runs a pediatric cardiac foundation. The renowned designer of Dumi's bridal gown, David Tlale, also gives some insight into his creation. They visit the SA Style Awards to see who took home the coveted awards. This year's event in Hyde Park marked the 20th anniversary of the awards, dedicated to finding South Africa's trendsetters who do it their own way while remaining style icons, one of which was our very own Queen Bee.
Indeed, I really wonder how far you guys have been in the world. So please just take a seat. We have to find out about where you were
Have you
over the
missed
last few
me?
days.
I missed you.
I had lots of fun. I really did have lots of fun on the show. And I'm sure South Africa also did have lots of fun having something new and fresh and things happening.
Yeah,
but where were you guys? What were you up to?
Well, Bonang and Jeannie are away, right?
Yeah.
They're in Dubai.
Well, okay, so
Bonang's
Bonang was at the Style Awards, as you guys know, so she was all busy there. Now she's heading off to Lagos. She's jet-setting all around the country, having a great time, kind of, doing what Queen Bee does the best. And then Jeannie was also away. She's currently in Dubai.
She's gone to see the rugby sevens in
How
Dubai.
cool. And I'm pretty jealous.
Super cool.
The girl from the loft and the guy doesn't even get to go to these things. But anyway, she's up in Dubai. She's chilling with all of the big celebs. You can see Jonathan Boyton-Lee's there, Ewan Straden from Expresso's there, Kyle Deutsch, they're going to take it back to the beach.
We love Kyle Deutsch. And
He's there
Leanne
with
Williams
them.
from Espresso is there as well.
So they're having a good old time. Look at them. They're just chilling on the...
oh my gosh.
And here we are, sitting
here
indoors,
we are, just working
chilling.
away. But it's okay. We love being here and we love South Africa. I was actually ill. I caught a bad bug, a 48-hour bug where I just thought I was dying, and then suddenly I woke up and it was gone.
Crazy stuff. We need to take a short commercial break. When we come back, I want to chat to you guys quickly about what's going on with the Oscar Pistorius trial. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, right here on SABC3. So now I've been getting a whole lot of comments on the social media sites. As you would have seen, trending all over the country is the brand new sentence from the Supreme Court of Appeal of Oscar Pistorius. And just to give you guys a quick rundown, because a lot of the questions are, well, where to from here? And I'm glad the new judgment has been handed down. But just to give you a quick picture, basically Oscar Pistorius now has got 2 weeks. He's got 14 days to get his team together and decide where they're going to now appeal that judgment to the Constitutional Court based only on any constitutional matters. So whether he feels like his court judgment of murder was now unconstitutional, they'll take that to the Constitutional Court. In the meantime, he's still staying at home under house arrest. And so basically, the minimum sentence for a murder charge like his is 15 years. Because he's served 5 years, well, his a sixth of those 5 years of his sentence. He could get that reduced down to 10 years as a minimum sentence. So we could be seeing Oscar in jail for about 10 years, well, pending his appeal, whether he is going to appeal or not. I don't know whether he is going to appeal, but I know the Steenkamp family are feeling so much more glad.
Relieved, and they must have closure,
The father was saying, like he said, beginning, when Masipa left her judgment, he said, you know what, it's not over, it's not over, it's not over. And he released a statement today saying, it's finally over.
And you know, it's tough to comment objectively on, like, have a personal opinion about it. But in general, it seems like public opinion is swayed towards relief. People are really relieved.
So keep this conversation happening online. Let us know what you guys think about that. Now, make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow for Afternoon Express and start watching very early, because during the first 15 minutes of the show, we're on the couch with the rising star from the SABC series High Rollers. That's Nunu Khumalo. And in the kitchen, we're making a roast turkey with spiced crimson raisin and walnut stuffing. Plus, I think the boys from Prime Circle have got a really cool live performance right here for us on Afternoon Express. Claire! This is the gift we've made for you, Bonnie.
Oh, my gosh, I love trifles. How did you know that? I literally grew up on trifle. Trifle is like Soweto's best loved dessert.
And I sure hope you didn't have a stomach bug, because this is so rich and creamy and flavorful.
Oh, forget it. I'm digging into this.
South Africa, good night. Happy eating. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Looks delish. Thank you. Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we chat to one of the country's hottest young acting talents, Nunu Khumalo, and veteran rockers Prime Circle treat us to an exclusive performance.
Another feel-good production.
Hello YouTubers, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, because we've got full episodes available for you. All those really cool interviews we've done, all the cool performances are right over there for you. So all you have to do is click subscribe. It's somewhere over here on this side of my face. Click it right now. Do it.